right? Depending on maybe the setting or depending on what has been considered as morally right. Hey, I say morally right.
No, don't worry.
Okay.
If you don't give us another one before the end of the show, sir, I mean, you know what to do. Sup, people?
Hello, everyone.
What's happening? Hope everyone is doing okay. Welcome to the Shrine Podcast. The show where we talk about music, pop culture, technology, and lifestyle from our lens as young Nigerians living in Canada in Jesus' name. As we always say, this show is the show that's all about bands with a hint, just a tidy little spicing of serious nice. Welcome to the show. My name is Akindare.
Welcome, guys.
And with me on the show is Jackie. Introduce it.
I didn't know you were going to introduce now. Welcome, guys. It's Jemima. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome. How's your week been, Jemima?
First of all, you talk about where we're recording from.
Well, sir, let me just preface this by saying that you guys, this might be the first episode where you get some video content. We're trying to do it the right way, like all the big boys. We wanted to do like the big boys and give you like proper production, but look like that's gonna take quite a little while. So we're just rolling with our iPhones and our little setup for now. So you guys should look forward to that. But we are recording and coming live to you we're not live, but we are recording on a Sunday afternoon. We are recording on this. I don't know. I only just took like 2 sips of this wine.
You're already talking rubbish.
I don't know what's going on. But yeah. How was your week?
Yeah, my week was good. It was a very intense work week though. There was so much to do, right? I don't think I did anything outside of work this week, funny enough, right? I think the only time I went out was like I think on Saturday, yes, I went out weekend. But yeah, it was a very intense work week. There's so much to do and, I might be traveling next week for work. So there's just a lot of like preparation and like, aligning and meetings. Yeah, it was intense.
Like every week, Jemima always has to stunt on us about something.
What they do now?
Like if they are not promoting her or raising her or something, they are taking her.
There's nothing
traveling
there.
for
There's
work.
nothing there. It's work.
While they travel for their work.
There's nothing there. Please, it's just work. But yes, that's how my week has been. What about you?
Before I go into my own week, as I always tell you guys, when I see this woman outside, more na bilam.
Okay, now.
Literally at her office, they legit call her J Money. Do you know what
because
do you know what it has to be for you to have money attached to your nickname?
They are whining me.
Mona bilam. But my week was good. My week was good. I'm still trying to figure out all these new responsibilities that come in my job and like all the people management bits of it. Not like they are new to me, but yeah, I'm working with very, very green folks. So it's a different kind of animal. But yeah, work's been good, but also busy, just like you as well. It's been really, it was a really busy week. I think like January, there was a lot of,
faffing.
There was a lot of things to do and like sort of going, let's go out, let's do this, let's do that. There was a lot of walkabout, but I think as February goes on, I just keep thinking like, wow, I need to like just chill and pause because bank account will smile.
They are spending like that
bitches. So like throughout this week, I didn't like the only thing I did was go to the gym. Like that was the only outside that I went to. Like those were the only times I left my compound, I think, throughout this week. So yeah.
Cool.
Busy, but yeah, staying home, putting in the work. You know how it goes.
Busy but rewarding. Productive, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not that one that you just be busy.
And at the end,
busy is overrated, right? Because
overrated.
somebody might say I'm busy now. Maybe it's just you've just been sitting in like ridiculous meetings all day that's not really contributing to, your OKRs or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not me mentioning OKRs. Anyways.
Like just introduce that shit at work and like, cause if you're working with KPIs all this while and everyone has been fine, and then I've been hearing those OKRs, but I'm always like, now for some people they carry OKR enter this matter. KPIs work just fine. But now that I brought it to the office now, I can't escape. I mean, they have to define goal and sub goals.
Yes, so OKR is very important. I do like it though. It helps you, you see what you're working towards, and like it's number driven, right? So it's not, you can't hide behind anything.
Yeah, so I heard. That's what all the all the champions of OKR are saying in the office. But yeah, anyways, what are we talking about?
Yeah, today we're going to be talking about policing women's bodies, right?
Ooh. Spicy.
Yeah.
That was a spicy topic.
It's spicy, Abby.
On one hand, there are the people that are doing the policing. I don't want you to call them out. And then on the other hand, there are the people that are being policed that want you to scream at the top of your voice about what they are going through. So
yeah,
it should be a fun conversation.
It should.
About policing people's bodies. As a woman, how do you what is your experience with first of all, what does it mean to police somebody's body?
Right.
I'll say that just means trying to control or compel a person to behave according to a certain set of rules, whether it is advantageous to them or not. And they, more often than not, do not have a say in these rules that you want them to conform to. So I'll say that's how you are policing somebody's, that's just policing somebody, period. It's
I think you're right. I think it's just about dictating how somebody should look, right? Their physical appearance, right? Depending on maybe the setting or depending on what has been considered as morally right. I say morally right.
No, don't worry. Okay. If you don't give us another one before the end of the show, I mean, you know what to do.
Expectation, right? About how you should look physically and so I think, yes, you're right. That's what it means. Then when we now talk about it in, we break it down to an individual, like a woman now, for instance, like you were asking.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what is your experience with? Because, as a dude, as a guy, I think it is, I have a certain experience of it because you see it online, you see it in movies, in TV, you see it around you, right? But that's like a third person perspective, right? So I know that women talk a lot, at least online, about sort of how they don't like how society and the world polices their bodies. But I also don't think a lot of people have heard from actual women what the experience is like, and maybe hearing that experience will help them empathize or at least understand where women are coming from. I know you're just one woman, but I think most women have so many shared experiences. It might not be the exact same thing, but every woman can relate to something inside that gist. Like
a variation of it has happened to you somehow.
So yeah, anyways, let's let me not ramble too much.
I think for me personally, right? So I'll give an example, right? I was last month, right? I went to Yaba, but I didn't drive, right? Because I wanted to go to my dentist to fix my teeth.
You decided not to take your pens. You didn't want to oppress the Yaba people.
So I decided to go through Yaba. If you know Yaba very well, they are doing some ridiculous shit on that road. So it's you have to pass through one corner and stuff like that. And I was walking on the road, right? I wanted to get to the other side, and then a man just came to my front and told me. He pointed at me and was like, "Waiting me this way, you people nose. You're not even fine." I'm like, I didn't see anything obvious. I didn't stop. I didn't give him it was as if he wasn't talking to anybody. He was a mad person, right? I wasn't going to respond to that. But I was just thinking that what the audacity of this guy to actually tell me that my septum piercing is not fine. As in, so those are the issues. Those are the issues, right? Because like policing,
Nigerians are so bold.
you get like policing starts from when people see that you're not like what is considered, like I said earlier, what is considered as socially acceptable is not what you're doing. So that guy now in his mind is like, why am I even using a piercing in the first place, right? The septum piercing, and then he now went for that to now even bring it to my front and like tell it to me. I think that also, right, like away from that experience, just like I can go on and on different experiences like that from like clothes, right? Because generally I like to wear things that would hug my body, right? And like
You like to
make
you like to choke the boys.
No, I like to wear things that would like make me look good. I'm very small now, so I just I like to wear all of them.
You like to step on our necks.
Yeah, but sometimes if we don't get that, it's not about you, right? Like because somebody will come and tell me, oh, this thing is too short, or why are you wearing this kind of thing to this kind of place, right? And I'm thinking, it's not about you, it's about me. If I feel good with what I'm wearing or how I look, like whatever it is that like you don't matter really, right? So I mean, every single day, at every single occasion or whatever activity it is that I am involved in, I'm always going to have a variation of somebody making some kind of comment regarding what I am wearing or what I'm using, like maybe accessories or something like that. And it's just
so basically anytime you leave your house, like somebody's bound to say something about how you look,
I went
or
out
what you're
yesterday
wearing,
yes,
how
it
you're
still
dressed,
happened.
etc.
Somebody is always going to say, so it gets tiring. Do you get what I mean? Like personally for me, it gets tiring, but I'm just like jaded to it now, right? I kind of expect it. So if it's somebody that I cannot remove myself from that situation or whatever, I would give you a piece of my mind to let you know that you must be stupid for coming at me that way. And if it's the other way around, like the Yaba guy, I'll just like make you look like you're talking rubbish, really, and like not respond to you. Yeah, so it's a tough one, really.
So from what I'm hearing about your experience, it sounds like just random people trying to dictate or having an opinion about how you look or what you're wearing or all that stuff is pretty common.
It's common. It's hella common.
So I guess because a lot of times, right, like when we have, conversations or topics like this, sometimes you want to look at it from like the other side and be like, what is their own, thinking? And I find that like this sort of policing and like, catcalling and unsolicited opinions is something that is specific to women. Like I don't think like there are similar beauty or like, I don't know, fashion standards for men or for even trans people. Like it's always, and then even within that, there's now also like the experience for black women, for example, like black women in America, for example, different. The experience for black women in Britain, different. The experience for black women in Nigeria,
different. Yeah.
The experience for a white woman in, I mean, well, the white people they'll be fine. I feel like I feel like they've had enough of a leg up in this life and in our history. Okay,
they'll be good.
They'll be good. I'm more concerned about like black women and minority women, most especially black women. So it's like, how do you then handle that? Because like if you live in Nigeria, right? While you're in Nigeria, the policing is one kind of policing. Then let's say, like as you said now that you're traveling for work soon, let's say maybe that travel takes like 2 weeks or a month or whatever, and you are in another country for a certain amount of time, then the policing will be based on...
Yeah, of course.
Right?
But you don't see men trying to do that because it's just like,
No, let's not.
I'm just saying.
No, yeah, fine. But like, I'm just saying that like, at the end of the day, first of all, even from a like familial level, because you know that like there's some women that like they have piercings and they have tattoos and they have things, they dress or look in ways that the Nigerian society would consider unconventional, or maybe the Yoruba culture, the Igbo culture, the Hausa culture, whatever culture, family area that they are from, right? But then when you also have that like there are some people that like it does not matter. Like some people have like parents that supported them to do all those things and get all those things. So I guess all my rambling is coming down to say that how do you deal with it? Like, because I think I'm basically trying to establish that there are different pockets of this policing happening. Mm-hmm. So if you're from a strictly Christian background, family, right? The way like you'll be expected to look or dress is one way. Then if from there you go to, let's say, a private uni versus a public uni, there's a little difference there, right? And then when you go from there to like, if you're working in the public sector, like for government, or if you're working for like a tech startup, for example, you get like, it's like there are all these different pockets of
policing that you have to go through,
right? Like the way somebody will walk up to you at a pharmacy in Lekki to say something about how you look will be different from the way somebody will walk up to you at the shopping mall in Ikeja, for example.
Yeah.
So like, I guess I'm trying to now look at it from the other side, like from your perspective, like how do you, first of all, do you think about it? Like, is this how you experience it? Because obviously I'm a dude, so I might be speaking complete rubbish about how it is different here and there, blah, blah, blah. But like, how do you experience it? Like, is it that varied in terms of like the sort of the texture, the nuances of it?
Yes.
And how do you deal with
Yes, it varies, right? But I think that like largely there's just one thing that binds them together, which is that regardless of, if they're talking about your clothing or your accessory, right? They are talking about something that is outside of what they are considered to be the right thing, right? So that's thing just like, so from that, if you pick it from that angle, it's not like one has to not be thinking about it like, policing from, if I'm going to work now, the policing is going to be different from. Either way, I know that there's going to be policing and it's going to be about what I am wearing or something about my physical appearance. So that's just the way I approach it, and that's why I'm so jaded to it, right? Personally, I don't like. Again, if I can call you out and like make you feel stupid for saying that kind of a thing, I will do that. But if I can't, I just would not engage with you, right? Because again, it's about how I feel good, right? About myself. It's not about what you consider as standard, right? Because you consider something as standard. That's why you're calling me out for not, fitting into that standard. But what you don't understand is your standard is different from my own standard. And I'm just going to be operating with my own standard, which is why I can wear whatever the hell I want to wear and, go to whatever place I want to go to. It's kind of like, how I say it, Odun of Piggy Vest, right? I was watching her stories, I think a couple of days ago, and she was on the panel and she was the only person that wore a t-shirt. And she just put a caption that, not her being the only person wearing a t-shirt in this panel, and that, but it's already something that she's used to. Do you understand? Because
my forever president.
Yeah, because you have to understand that like from that angle, she has taken the step to say, okay, regardless of wherever it is that I am going into, right, my clothing does not really say, like, it doesn't take away from the fact that I want to come and give a talk in this place, or I want to impact this kind of knowledge, right? I'm going to wear what I feel comfortable in and impart that type of the knowledge I want to impart, and everybody's going to be fine. So she's kind of like made it her own standard, right? And even though I'm sure there are a lot of people that talk,
there are definitely people that come and be saying things to her for sure.
She gets, but she's just made it her own standard, and she's just rolling with it and doing her thing regardless. So that's how I've been able to deal with it personally.
Interesting. I personally I don't get it. Like, I really don't. the one that is like just, anyways, I don't get why that sort of thing happens.
Why did you say what you wanted to say now?
Because I just like there's no points. But like, why do you, especially guys, let me talk to guys, okay? If you are listening, like, what is it about, like, when a babe posts like a sexy picture, like a bikini picture or something, and like, what about that action, or the picture, or the person, or the social media platform, or the post? What about it then tells you that, I have to tell this person my opinion about this thing? Ento Mori.
It's the audacity.
Like serious. This is actually a serious question. If you can oblige me, please send us an email at theshrinepodcast@gmail.com, or just send a DM on Twitter at theshrinepod, or on Instagram at theshrine.pod. Okay, I really want to hear you guys' thoughts. Like, what is it? Because I don't feel that way. Like, first of all, do you know how many women there are in this world? Then we now have internet. Like, you see, there are so many different colors and textures and characteristics and types of women. Like, and like, how people live their lives. Like, it blows my mind how people care so much sometimes. How somebody else is living their life, like, or what somebody else is doing with their own fucking social media page. Like,
it's their own, you get.
One of the things that necessitated this topic and recording of this podcast is there's this lady on Twitter called I think Akinde, or I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, just in case she hears this, but she's a crochet artist, maker.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are called, but she does crochet outfits and stuff, and and she models her things and posts them sometimes. So a lot of times there was the whole saga of when somebody sent her, I think the guy sent pennies, or yeah, he sent pennies and said that they hacked his
yeah, he said they hacked it on Instagram.
This motherfucker said crypto people hacked his account. Then they did not see anything to do with his account. Is to send dick pics to this babe.
Yeah,
so there was that whole thing, and then they were legit grown ass niggas coming out talking about, when you're always posting revealing pictures on your social media page, why would we be surprised that people are sending you dick pics? I said, I'm sorry.
It must be madness.
How did we go from I posted a picture to send me dick pic? Hey. And people were legit, so like, it, honestly, that whole thing, and like, apparently something that's been happening with this specific lady very frequently. Like, if somebody does some kind of all these wild things that men do, and she like puts the person on blast on the TL or whatever, like,
they come at her
and like, start bullying her and stuff. But like, why are we doing this, people? Come in the year of our Lord 2020.
Yeah.
And this baby is what, like 21 or 20? Like, she's very young. Like, she's just doing her thing. Like, why are you so pressed? Like, why people, like, think about the fact that, like, you're taking time out of your day, out of your life. Obviously, your life is not busy or that eventful. If is this strange babe or this stranger on the internet that you want to be mad at because she posted picture that you can see cleavage.
I think they didn't even get me
every
about
music
that
video on fucking YouTube. Like, ass and titties is everywhere in this world.
Like,
it's on the billboard, it's everywhere. Like, you can watch porn, you can guy, come on. I promise you, this babe is not your problem. This babe is not why.
She's not the architect of your misfortune.
So I just don't get it. Like, even with like body standards, for example, right? Women are just expected to your hips is just supposed to be just round, sharp. You're supposed to just have nyash and breast and flat stomach all at the same time, naturally too. You must just have everything naturally, and like, you must also be fine and you must also just be of the right complexion, and you must just everything must just be just.
You must be a certain way.
And I'm like, what is going on? You must be a virgin, but you must be a freak. Like, what the fuck? Do you get like every nigga wants to marry a virgin, but they're like, she knows how to do. I need to carry a lotion. I need to call. I need to get side chick. Hello, can we make up our minds, brothers? Can we decide what we want and stick to it?
It's so crazy because the people that say these things about women should be fine, this, like, they are not women. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so they have the most to say. They are the ones that would say how a woman's breast should look. But you don't know nothing about how the different types of breasts, right? And, you know, the inner workings of a woman. But you are the one that want to say, this is how you should look. You know,
waiting flat stomach don't cause. Bro, people are depriving themselves of food for flat stomach. People are wearing waist trainer for hours for flat stomach.
It's the standard. It's because society has said, okay, this is how a woman's stomach should be, right? So anything outside of that, you're not conforming. So it now leads to, yes, your stomach should be flat. Your stomach should be flat, or you should be slim. Or
and that's all you see on TV are flat stomach people. All you see on social media, there are apps and filters and things. Like, it is actually wild because the craziest thing is that maybe like 80-70% of that whole process of having a flat stomach, you have little to no control over it. Like, yes, there are people that exist that they're just naturally blessed and like their stomach is just like me now. In my family, my stomach is not flat by any means, but in my family, I have the smallest stomach, and I've just been blessed that like my stomach has never been big like anybody else in my family. Right? Obviously, there's no six-pack, but you get the point.
Six-pack is coming.
So like, there are very few people that are born like having just naturally like flat stomachs, right? But like the vast majority of people are not like, you don't have nobody's genes. Most people's genes are not that good, right? It's a combination of a bunch of different things that will get you to that point. So it's not like this is our natural state and that's why we expect it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it honestly, when you now even now go into abortion, that one is the like. That one is the like. People will be saying, I babe carry belly, much gas come out time. Like as if it's their say. And I'm like, but like, bro, like, if you have a tumor or you have a fibroid or something, right? Like, will you leave it in somebody else's hands to say whether you take it out or not?
You won't leave it in your parents' hands.
You won't leave it in your girlfriend's hands. You won't leave it in anybody's hands. You won't leave it in your best body, your guy, your main man. You know, go leave it for your hand. You want that decision to ultimately rest with you, right? So, why is when something else is happening in somebody else's body, which now, and this is the crazy part, right? The only part of you, in this whole pregnancy is your sperm, right? The egg that is going to transform into child is in the woman's body. It is the woman's body that will carry the child till it come alive. It is the woman's body that will nutritionalize, that will nutrify the child before it come into this world, right? After it come going, it's the woman's body that will still be feeding it with breast milk.
Yeah.
Right? All these things, just now. The only contribution that you have, that as in biologically speaking, is your spermatozoa. And because of this now, you feel that it's your right to say what can happen, whether somebody can do abortion or not do abortion. It seems like such a simple argument to me. Like, not an argument. It seems like such a simple, straightforward thing to me. But like, crazy. We live in a crazy world, man. Honestly, I don't envy y'all. I'm not even going to lie.
No, imagine
Like,
having to live your life with like
Nah.
every day thinking somebody is going to talk some kind of shit about about you. It's crazy. I just think about it like, you know, why is the same expectation not extended to like men, you know? It's kind of like the way you said, oh, or a market crochet, whatever, you know, or a woman is wearing bikini. If a guy is wearing shorts and he posts the same picture, you're not going to see anybody saying,
bros.
right?
People should not worry. I'm not dragging you because I'm also joining people. Don't worry.
You're not going to see anybody saying, oh, you know, why is the abs? Why is he showing his abs? Why is he showing his breasts?
Why is he showing his dick prints?
But you would have the most to say about why is she wearing a bikini in a beach. Oh, it's so crazy because somebody would post a picture of them in a bikini at the beach, and people will be talking like, "Am I supposed to wear agbada or a ram?"
No, you know the Nigerians. Some of them they wear Timberland boot and heels and stuff. Go beach. You know.
I think there's some kind of power play that also comes into play. Power play that comes into play. Wow, rhyme. Come on. There's like
your Jay-Z. Your Sean Carter.
Like, because I feel like, because there's, you know, if we pick it from the professional angle, for instance, right, and you know, a woman wears something to the professional setting and maybe a cleavage is showing or something like that, right? There's going to be talks about how she's not wearing something that is conforming to that particular professional setting. And it seems like maybe it's coming from a good place. But if you really deep it, it's coming from a place of, I have to have something to say. Like, there's a power play, like, you're not supposed to look this way.
In a certain box. You have to live within certain parameters. There's a lady I've been seeing on Twitter. I've been seeing tweets about on Twitter the past like week and a half. I don't know if it's a university basketball team or a high school basketball team, but she's a coach of a female basketball team in the US. And like she wears like fly and she's very like the woman, Jesus.
She wears like she's very like
she's built, you know, she's very hot and very, you know, and like she wears, you know, something they manifest her beauty. So people were kind of like, obviously men being men, you know, we're just all talking about how it's not appropriate, blah 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 blah. But then I think like those kind of talks like have been getting to her, and then like now she's just like, it's like each basketball game is her own personal red carpet. Like she's just coming in the flyest gowns, her shoes, like the matching, the weave, like everything is just on fucking point. Like she looks like, I don't know, she looks like a TV personality on the like, but as a basketball coach. And like I fucking love it.
That's good.
I'm like, yes, girl.
That's
let's
a
go.
good response.
That is it. Because I'm like, nobody, like when men wear, I think another dimension to it is also just the over sexualization of women's bodies. Because the argument is always from some moral standpoint or some, you know, it should not be tempting men. As if, honestly, when you really deep it, most of the arguments that men make for the bad behaviors that they exhibit really, really makes them sound like children. Excuse me, because why are you saying that somebody on TV should not be tempting you? Or somebody wore ties to the gym and they should not be tempting you? What are you supposed to wear to the fucking gym?
Like,
right? Like, are you a child that like there's chocolates dangling in your front? Like, in fact, maybe you're a dog or you're some kind of like animal that like you have no self-control or self-impulses. Because that does not make any sense to me. Like, people who just dress appropriately for shit, and next thing is all,
You're not
tempting
supposed to.
You're not supposed to be exposing. You're not supposed to be exposing yourself to the world. Hello, we all know what breasts look like. They teach us in school.
As in,
They teach all of us in school. We know what vagina looks like. And if you don't know what to do, like maybe it's drawing that they use in your school, right? There's pornography in the time that by the time you leave, I give you 10 years post secondary school, you have several pictures of what titties, booty, ass, pussy, dick, all that shit, what it looks like. We all know. Right? If you don't see it in porn, you see it in music video, or somebody put it to your timeline, whatever the fuck it is, or you deal with it in real life. So what is this idea that like, oh, you should not expose yourself to the world? Hello. So if a guy is bare chested, that's not exposing himself to the world.
I know.
Oh, so okay, so that means that like that means that is not as sexy as like breast.
Exactly.
Is that it? So breast has higher sexy value than a man's chest.
Of course.
Is that what we are saying?
That's what they are saying.
So we are basically saying that male bodies are like so boring that like the only part that is not indecent is the groin area. Is that what we are saying? Like everything else is just space. It's just dead. It's just there. It does not evoke any emotion, any sexual anything in anybody. Yeah? That's what we are saying now.
Yes, now.
Since we are saying that it's fine for men to do this and the women cannot do this, right? Come on, guys. Like we need to do better, okay? We need to do better. My stance on abortion has always been like ultimately the woman holds the cards. Like if someone is pregnant for me now, right? I might want to keep the kid. I might not want to keep the kid. But let's say I want to keep the kid, right? And the other person does not want to keep the kid. Or rather, let me say it like this. If I want to keep the kid, the final decision in terms of like whether the kid is kept or not is the woman's. Because I'm not even going to, the most that I've, like I'm not going to go through a pinch like this of what she's going to experience, the kind of changes, I can't tell you, like I can't lord my own desires or what I want over all of that. It just does not make sense. Unless if I'm going to do that, then that means I'm saying that like despite the sacrifice and the literal physical and biological payments you are going to make for this thing, that is secondary to me or to my wishes and desires, which means that I am superior to you, even though it's your body that can perform the miracle of manufacturing human life. Isn't that crazy? So I guess at the end of the day, we all just, way forward. Or rather, in summary, what we are saying is the way society, especially in Nigeria, of course in many African countries and all over the world, but specifically in Nigeria, is a more oppressive sort of policing culture around women's bodies in Nigeria. So we've established that it is definitely way more rampant. I think I saw somewhere this week that there were like 500 complaints or something. Anyways, I forget now. But basically, we've established that it's very rampant, it's very common. Basically, every woman experiences it on a daily basis in multiple contexts and situations, right? So from church to school to home to family to work, everywhere somebody's trying to tell women what to do, how to be with their bodies. We've also established that men and sort of patriarchy and misogyny are those ideas and systems are kind of the things that are responsible for this perpetuation of telling women what to do with their bodies in our societies. And then we also have spoken about the different sort of aspects of women's lives that it shows up. So in terms of reproduction, abortion and things like that, in terms of like how physical looks, beauty standards, flat stomach, must have yash, must have breast. Speaking about sexual as well, you must be a virgin, but you must also be able to do Jackie Chan in bed. And ultimately, I think we both agree. Obviously, you agree because you're obviously suffering through this shit.
Every day.
And I'm so sorry you have to go through that. And to all the women too out there, it's like it's just that I have, and like they've called me Bonner Boy, Future, Mady,
Pals,
all kinds of things. That was just like on that bridge. Just go and punish all those motherfuckers. But like just that small that I've experienced, I'm like, god damn, talk less of like how frequent and almost like a permanent fixture it is in you guys' lives. I'm sending you all my love.
Yeah.
But basically we agree and we believe that should not be the case. And women should be allowed to determine and to do whatever the fuck it is they want and choose and desire with their bodies.
Yep.
The same way we all are allowed to, all men are allowed to. It's not your business to determine how big or small somebody's vagina is going to be when they grow up. So you should not be committing genital mutilation on them. You should not be telling somebody whether they can carry a pregnancy or not, because it's their body. I feel like it is right there on like disrespecting someone's human rights, like your basic human rights. I mean, come on. Like there was the other day on my birthday, a friend of mine came, like I was at a restaurant and she came to meet me there. I was there with some of my other friends, and then she just called me from like that she's outside, but like they're not allowing her enter. And I'm like, what? Like, why would they not allow you enter? This is on the island though. And then I went outside and she was looking hot as fuck, right? And I was like, so I went outside and I told her to should allow her in. So she came in and she didn't say it, and like I feel like she didn't really take it too personal. Like it's one of those, just like you're saying that like you're jaded to it, and like she just kind of jaded to it, and she was just in a good mood. She didn't really want to like press it too much, but like I could tell that like it's because of what she was wearing that the security or whoever the fuck was at the door was like, oh no, you cannot enter. And I'm like, come on. Like, and this is somebody that is like, her life is like, she's very far from what the stereotype or whatever assumption the security person is thinking of her, right? So yeah, we have to do better, man.
Do you know what I wanted to say?
No, I don't.
Our producer told us that we had 30 minutes left.
Oh. And
then do you know that from that 30 minutes, he told us we have 40 minutes left. You were the one talking. So you literally talked for 10 minutes straight.
What can I say?
30 to 40.
Agbẹjọ́rò.
Wow. Am I even in this episode at all?
Yeah,
Anyways,
usually you always know how to ask. You always find me question, but this one I don't know.
Yes, because you're
maybe
talking
it's giving you PTSD.
No, you're just talking, so I'm just allowing you. I think you said most of it. I think what I just wanted to add, what I would just add to what you've said is that, so again, regardless of the fact that somebody is looking a kind of way that does not conform to what your own standard, right? It doesn't take away from who that person is, right? Either the person is, a doctor, a taxist, a lawyer, maybe she's even a sex worker, right? Whatever it is that the person is doing to make legit money from themselves. However it is that they look, if it doesn't conform to what the society has already put out as standard, it doesn't take away that from like the kind of person that they are, right? So I just wanted to add that to what you said.
Yes, nobody
so, yeah.
is only how they look.
Yeah.
All right, people are way more than that.
Way more.
All right, and also sex work is work. Okay. If somebody say that they want to use their pussy to make money,
sex work is
you
work.
can also use your dick to make money, my G. Like it goes both ways, all right? Like you can do whatever the fuck you want with your dick. Someone else can do whatever the fuck they want with their pussy.
Yep.
All right? So let's just leave it at that, all right? You were raised where you were raised, and they told you this thing in church and in your village, and your daddy said this, your mother said that, your daddy lived his life this way, your mommy lived their life that way. Cool, okay? Good for you. We are happy that you had all these experiences and everything. But somebody else's story is different, and their story is not your story.
Period.
Right? Don't come and be lauding your opinions and your standards and whatever over. No. Okay? And if you see it around you, call it out. All right? That is how we start to dismantle this thing. Okay? Like we can't just keep doing podcasts because I'm sure there are documentaries, there are reports, there are studies, there are probably other podcasts and YouTube videos about this same fucking thing. Yeah. Come on, people. All right, we need to do better. All right, if you see it, please call it out. All right, and yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
You don't have anything in your basket of knowledge to bring out anymore. You're done.
I don't really have a deep basket of knowledge on this topic because I'm obviously not a woman. So my body is not. My body, although my body is seriously police in this country, I'm not going to lie. God, if one more person tells me, "Oh my God, you're so tall," I am going to murder myself.
You live fucking
hell, I live with this. I know. All right, I know. Thank you very much.
Anyways, yeah, thanks.
That thing to me feels like when somebody comes and tells you that why are you not wearing a bra? Oh no, she just left the house not knowing that she was not wearing a bra. It was a mistake. As you have told her now, she now knows that she's not wearing a bra. So
she's not gonna wear bra.
Fucking dumb bastards. But yeah, thanks for listening. Do we have any recommendations this week before we go?
Recommendations. We Are All Dead on Netflix. Has anybody seen We Are All Dead? Have you all of us are dead, rather? I'm still watching it though. Yes, that's what I recommend. All of us are dead. No, Twitter. I say God. Twitter. Tinder swindler.
Everybody has seen Swindler, whatever.
Swindler.
Simon Olivier.
All right, I don't have recommendation. I give up.
You've all seen Simon Olivier. So
I give up Olivier.
My recommendation this week for y'all is Canadian Loud. You guys know always keep it spicy, hot and spicy.
But Canadian Loud,
in the words of my guy, T.I. Blaze. Oh my days, man. Canadian Loud, the feeling is different. Get you some Canadian Loud. Feel alright. Smoke up while you listen to the Shrine podcast and have some wine. Relax.
Chill.
Thank me later. As always, if there's anything you guys want us to talk about, topics, or you want to come on the show, Lagos only for now. Feel free to shoot us an email at theshrinepodcast@gmail.com. Also, you can send us a DM on Twitter or Instagram. Actually, on Twitter at theshrinepod or on Instagram at theshrine.pod. And we will be glad to see those messages coming. Thank you so much for your support.
Thanks, guys.
Share, like, give the stars. Just support. You guys, we want to be like the big boys, okay? As always,
chill with the big boys.
As always, I'm nowhere near anything on my social media, on my Twitter yet, so I'm going to beg you people to please follow me on Twitter. My handle is Akindare Live. And as I'm begging you to follow me, also just please know that you should come with sense. Everybody size them. Okay? Thank you very much. Anything else?
No.
Okay, cool. Till next time. Peace out.
Adios.